Hey everybody, it's Connie with Connie's Crafty Corner. I hope everybody's having a great day. I need to do a little explaining of where I've been. I don't think I've put a video up in about two and a half weeks. You guys, I have been extremely busy. About every 5 to 7 years, my husband and I will make a large purchase. We'll save up until we get the funds to make a large purchase for ourselves. Either each of us gets something or one person gets something. And I finally got to get something I've been wanting for a very long time. I've probably been wanting this for 25 years. But that's where I've been. I've been having to make some huge changes in the layout of my yarn and craft room. You know, I use 2 rooms in the house. I'm now in 3 rooms. Not too bad in the 3rd one, but I had to move out one thing that I just couldn't keep in here. I have condensed my yarn. I can't believe how much better I could package it, just moving things around. But I spent 4 days just doing that, just moving my room around. I mean, I took down every skein of yarn, had to take down cubes, had to move cubes. I mean, it was a huge undertaking. And when I say I spent 4 days, I spent 4 whole days. I had to move my computers into my closet. I moved everything around 2 or 3 times just to see how I could get things to work. I know I hadn't told you what the purchase was yet, but I'm almost finished with that, getting everything ready, and I'll show you guys in another video. But then after that, we were perusing Airbnb about 2 weeks ago, or 3, I don't remember how long it's been. It's been a little longer than that, but we found a super cheap deal on an Airbnb at Fort Walton Beach in Florida. When I say cheap, it was dirt cheap compared to everything else around it. And we thought, you know what, if it's a horrible place, so be it. As long as it's clean and we can sleep, you know, we'll go and stay and everything will be great. But it ended up being a great place. It was an older place. It was owned by this gentleman that he was retired from the airlines, and he came down every week and he did a big shrimp boil for everybody and barbecue or smoked ribs and had a big dinner. Very family feeling place. It was across the road from the beach, so we had like a 3-minute walk to get to the beach. And we had an amazing time. We hadn't planned on taking any kind of vacation this summer, just due to not wanting to spend the money, and we're going on a cruise with our children, their spouses, and Rowan, and my son-in-law's parents this October. So we didn't really think we were going to be able to take a vacation, but it did work out, and it was perfect timing. My husband had a crazy week at work, or really a crazy month, so it was really nice and relaxing for him. But best of all, Sarah, Garrett, and Rowan got to go down for most of the trip. They didn't get to stay down the whole time, and we got to spend from Saturday till Monday morning completely uninterrupted with Rowan. And it was Tuesday. No, was it? Did they leave Tuesday morning? When did we leave? We left on Wednesday, so they left Tuesday morning. Anyway, we had a great time. Now, if you know anything about me, I burn severely, very easily, but I have not been sunburnt in over 25, 30 years. I mean, it's been years since I've been sunburnt. Well, the last day we were there, it was just my husband and I, and we'd told Rowan and Sarah and Garrett bye. And we get ready to go down to the beach, and we're all getting ready, taking our time. We each took a little nap that morning because we'd been getting up and hitting it from the time we got up. Because Sarah and Garrett, you know, they're young. They like getting out on that beach early, and, you know, we followed suit. But anyway, we get out to the beach. I'm doing fine, no sunburn, doing great. And then we come back in that night, and I go to take a shower, and my face was as red as my shirt, y'all. I mean, you probably can't tell now, but oh my gosh, y'all, it was so bad. I had forgotten to put sunscreen on my face. And you guys, I put sunscreen on my face every day in the form of my moisturizer, or if I wear makeup, they both have sunscreen in them. So I was mortified that I did that. But anyway, we had a great time, and I will have some pictures at the end of this video if anybody's interested to see. First of all, Rowan's little 9-month outfit and some pictures from the beach. But if you guys are not interested, that's fine. But anyway, the worst part is we made the trip home on Wednesday. You know, I got burnt on Tuesday, and then Thursday we had to go get a picture made for our passport because both Jeff and I's have expired, so we can go on that cruise. So here I go, piling green stuff on my face to try to counteract the red. I looked like a crazy person, but I got it covered, but I looked like I had thick plaster, but it was awful. But I was not getting a picture I had to be stuck with for 10 years with a sunburnt face. But anyway, we got that done, and, you know, this is the weekend. It's Sunday now when I'm filming after we got back last Wednesday. So if anybody's like me, I had to have a few days to recover from being on vacation because it's exhausting. So, but I've had several people reach out to me wondering where I'm at, and you guys don't know how much that warms my heart. I mean, it makes me so happy. But it's been a great couple of weeks. I've been busy getting some yarn things done, and I did a little sewing, and I'm going to share that with you guys here at the end of this video. And I'm sorry, this may be a longer video. It's 6 minutes. I'll try to keep it under 30, I promise. But anyway, let me get to showing you. I have finished nothing, but I've done a lot. So let me show you. Okay, first of all, as I was moving my yarn, I found a lot of stuff that was on the shelves, but I never noticed because you know how when you have a house that you think's clean, but you've had this jacket thrown over a chair for 2 weeks and you quit noticing it? Well, that's how I'd gotten with a lot of my yarn. So it was really refreshing to go through and see some things that I've got because it's opening my eyes to some, you know, new projects I can be doing and things that I thought, oh, I'll buy that yarn for that, and just never get to it. So let me show you the first thing. The first thing is I'm starting a corner-to-corner blanket with the puzzle yarn. And I'm using this colorway and then the purple colorway. This one is the next section, and that's actually the purple colorway. It just comes off gray in some areas, or kind of a greenish gray. So it didn't look like I started a new color, but this is how much I've got done. I started this last night, as a matter of fact. Oh, it looks a little more purple on this end. See what I'm saying? But I've only got hold on a second. I've got 2.5 skeins of this, and I had 5 of the greenish teal color. So I thought what I would do is do a whole bunch of the stripes of the greenish teal, a few stripes of the purple, and then when I get about little less than halfway done, I'm gonna turn the corner and start making it, you know, squaring it up. I'm making it a rectangle, you know, corner to corner, which I will have to look up the directions on how to do that because I never can remember. But this color of the purple is called, I'm not even gonna try. It's right here, right there. Can y'all see that? And this is a 5-weight yarn, and they come in 328 yards. And it's a 5 bulky, and I love, excuse me, I love it. I love puzzle yarn. I've loved it since I first started seeing it. Let me pick this up. I dropped it. And I was going to share with you the color of the other one. It's this, and the ball band is under here. Now, let's see if I can pronounce this name. Dominoes. Do y'all think this looks like a domino? To me, domino's black and white. But anyway, that's the colorway of this one. But I had, you know, 5, 6, 7.5 skeins of this just sitting there waiting on me to make this blanket. And I thought, I'm going to go ahead and do it. And I'm using my 6.5 tulip. I love these crochet hooks, in case I haven't told you guys that. I know that I've actually given away some of these crochet hooks on my channel before because I love them so much. I want everybody to have them. So that's my first project, and it's a WIP that I'm working on. And I'm going to show, all these are WIPs, and I've got 2 or 3 inactive WIPs right now, but I haven't got those out. And I've got a lot of my scrap projects going on. But let me get to the next one. I got to set this down. Sorry, y'all. This one is that, you know, I told you guys about that peacock. Well, I call it a peacock because that's what people said it looked like. That rider shawl I did. I may have shown y'all this in my last video. Or I know I told you about it, but I don't think I had it with me, so I didn't show it to you. Well, I ended up giving it to my sister-in-law. She said she loved it, and I thought, you know, they come to visit us a few weeks back, and I thought, I'm just going to give that to her because I got another ball of that yarn. I can just make me another one. But this is all I've got done so far of this, because I just worked on this a couple of days and then quit. But I'm going to go back to this. This is the one I say looks like an owl. But I haven't worked on it a bit since my last video because I've been obsessed with my next project I'm going to show you. I stuck this in a Ziploc bag thinking I would take it to the beach. Not on the ocean. I'm not a crocheter on the beach. I could not do that with all that sand. That would drive me crazy. But I didn't pull it out because I worked on this other project the whole time. This isn't it, but I'm actually in the process of knitting another dishcloth. That's a car project that I take with me a lot. But this is what's been taking up most of my time. I have got a pattern. I thought I had it over here with me so I could show it to you guys. I left it over there, but it's the Battenberg Blanket. I will put it down below. I had talked to you guys about this project months ago, that I was going to do this. And I have a lot of these little skeins, these little 10-gram mini skeins from Tangled Poets. I had gotten it originally to do the pickle jar scarf, and I fell in love with this yarn, so I ordered a refill. I think I ordered one that was bigger than what went in the Tangled Poets pickle jar scarf, but I ended up not making the scarf. I absolutely started on that thing 10 times and just, I don't know why, I would just lose interest in it. But I decided to make that Battenberg blanket using this yarn. And I did make a change to the pattern. It calls for 2 or 3, I think 3 rounds. And I did 5. See, these are the size of mine. The other blocks ended up being just this little bit here. And y'all, I started a bunch of those. And I did a bunch of those size blocks. But that was driving me crazy. I thought these are so little that it's just going to drive me crazy. So I did it to 5. I did it as much as the 10-gram would go. Some of them had to be more than others because I could have probably made a whole round with some of them that I could have done 6 with some of them and only 5 with others. So I just did 5. But anyway, let me show you how many I got done. And this is just in the last 2 weeks and I'm so excited. This is just such a fun, easy project. Here's one stack. Let's see if I can kind of show you some of the colors. It's just amazing how pretty some of these are. Just all different colors. I think I've got around 70 blocks made. Well, maybe about 60. Last I counted was 35, and I know I've made that many more, so probably 70 or so. But anyway, here's the other stack. I need to count these, but anyway, this is an extremely fun project. Now, the way that blanket works is you do a join as you go, and you make, when you do that, you add on the other block, I think. But I know it's a join as you go pattern, so I'm not worried about doing all the connecting because it'll teach me a new thing. I don't know how to do join as you go, but anyway, I've never done it before. I'm sure I'll be able to figure it out, but we'll see. But here's the question I want to ask you guys. I have got this black and this brown, and I'm trying to use up things I have. The pattern calls for a white or cream, which I think is beautiful, but I've got about 5 or 6 of these and 5 or 6 of these, and I think I'm going to go with the brown. And I know that some people may think I'm crazy, but the reason I don't want to go with the black, it's got those flecks of gray in it, and it drives me crazy when I'm crocheting up, because these are wound because I tried to make projects out of both of them. And I know the brown's probably not going to look as good as the cream or white, but I don't want to buy that many skeins of finger and weight yarn because you know it's a little more expensive. This is the Knit Picks, which is not near as expensive as hand dyed, but I think I'm going to use what I've got. What I'll do is do a few and see if I think it's going to work, and then if it's something I'm just not going to be able to stand, I may wait till I can purchase the cream, but I have to wait for a sale. I don't pay full price for yarn unless it's just an emergency, and you know we all have yarn emergencies. So I've got that done. That's another project, and that's what I've worked the most on. Oh, I'm sorry, I had to set this stuff on the floor. I worked on another project bag. I haven't finished it. The only thing I got left to do is put the drawstring in. And I think I'm going to top stitch. I followed a pattern because I'm wanting to learn the techniques of making bags because I've never done it before. I made up the technique on that other one the Halloween one that I did. I'm sitting here looking at it. And I was real pleased with that, but it was a little frustrating because I thought, you know, I've never done this. I want to see how the professionals do it. So I got a pattern, and I hadn't put the drawstring in, but this is the outside of it. It's got this little handle here, and then you'll have a drawstring here in this casing that's on top. And the reason I'm going to I did the inside with the opposite fabric, but the reason I'm going to do some top stitching is this lining's wanting to roll up, and that drives me crazy. So I'm going to top stitch that, but here's what I've got to do the drawstring with. I can make the drawstring, which is probably what I'll do from here on out once I run out of this, and I've got to test the durability of this before I put it into a bag. It's this little faux leather stuff. I got it off of Amazon, and here's a red, I've got a black and a blue, and I think I'm leaning toward the red. Here's the red, the black, and the blue, but then the blue pops against it, so since it's so colorful, or I may go with the black. But if any of you have any rathers, which you think would make it look better, let me know. But let me show them to you one at a time. There's the black with it, and here is the red. My first thought was the red, but it almost looks, this is such a wild thing, I think maybe something else wild added to it will look good. And there's the blue. See how the blue just pops? And I thought the black looked good too. But another thing that was I had to do to improvise with this bag is you quilt it, and it wanted you to use a fusible poly, you know, like a fusible quilt lining stuff, and I didn't have any, but I had some Wonder Under and some cotton batting, so I just made my own. So it made it a stiff little bag, you know, that stands up on its own. And then when you put the drawstring in it, I've got to figure out how I'm going to like that, because I bought some of the fusible batting. I don't know what it's called, y'all, but maybe some of y'all know what I'm talking about. So I'm going to see if it's a little bit softer. Not that I don't like the fact the bag stands up on its own. I just think that, I don't know, the drawstring is making me think it might look funny, but we'll see. I'll show it to you in my next video, because I'm going to finish it this next day or so. But this is my first other little project bag that I made. I did make that tote bag, but I'm not sure I'm 100% sold on this design. This would be a perfect little, I think, for people who made socks or did shawls or smaller projects, because I just don't know. This, you know, it's a good size, but, you know, I don't know, y'all. You know, I don't know what I'm talking about. But I do have the makings of a second one that's just exactly the same as the first, but it's an opposite color. I'm going to do the black on the outside and the red as the lining. So, and I've got everything held together with these little Wonder clips, and I'm telling you, this stuff's amazing. These things are amazing. I use them in crochet, knit, sewing, everything. They're pricey, and I bought them slowly over time, but I've got quite a few now. But anyway, this is what's been taking up a lot of my week. The biggest thing was going away for 4 or 5 days and doing this huge overhaul with my room. That's really what took the time. But I've got an acquisition to show you. Okay, let me show you right quick. It's only got 18 minutes. The Changing Seasons blanket that you get, that I got through Leaper Co. last year. You know, I told you guys I finished all my Afghans I got through her, but I forgot to cancel my subscription. So of course mine showed up, and so I've kept the 3 blankets going again this year, and that's really the only yarn I've bought this year, I think. I don't think I've bought any more yarn. If I have, yes, I had to buy some for Rowan sweaters, I think. But gosh, y'all, call me out if I've bought any more yarn, because I don't think I have other than that. But this is the Changing Seasons blanket, and I think, you know what? Oh yeah, this is the right, okay, this is the right one. But this is the first one, and I don't know if she's calling this spring. Yeah, this is spring. Here's the colors for the spring. She does 6 colorways, and they're like in a fade. And then here, and the reason I'm showing you this, I got the second one, hadn't even opened the first one, and wanted to show y'all both of them. And this is the summer. Let me make sure I'm telling y'all right. This has got to be the summer one. Y'all, I'm sorry, I ain't got it. It's going to be just a crinkly. But you know what? It doesn't say that it's the summer, but I'm going to call it the summer because I just got it the other day. But these are the colors for it. So we got spring and summer. Now, last year when I did her blankets, I was able to follow the pattern as is on one of them. But the others, my tension was so much, I guess, looser than hers that I could never get the yarn to work out. So that's one reason I haven't started this pattern. But I'm going to try it because it's a ripple type blanket. See, it's got the grannies and it's got, it looks like the double crochets. I really don't know what it's using. It's using a single and a double. So it looks like an interesting pattern. So I'm going to try it to see if I can get the yarn to work out. But it was one of them, I had to do my tension so tight. Last year, I think it was on the Gilmore, no, one of the blanket subscriptions I had last year. You guys, I'm terrible with remembering stuff. I had to do my tension so tight, y'all, that honestly, it would hurt my wrist after every color that I did. So that's why I'm not doing it this year. If I have to change the pattern to match the yarn for my tension, that's what I'm going to do. But with that being said, her yarn is amazing. I mean, let me find it again. This stuff this is a DK weight. Her dyeing and her yarn is soft and squishy. I mean, it's just amazing. So if y'all ever decide to get anything from her, you will not be disappointed. But I am going to cancel my subscriptions to next year, not because I don't love her yarn, but because I have got so much yarn, you guys. Moving your yarn stash around brings a lot of mixed feelings. First of all, you're so happy you've got all this beautiful yarn, but then you're like, oh my gosh, I've got all this yarn. I'm going to die one day, and it's going to be here, and nobody else in my family uses it except my niece. And she was here a couple weeks ago. I begged her to take some, and she wouldn't take it. I made her end up taking 2 trash bags full because she said she didn't have anywhere to store it. So, and she was in the process of moving. So I have got so many projects planned. I've got Afghan projects. I've got scarf projects. There's so many things I've got planned. My mind is just so full that I can't hardly think of anything, you know, to get started on. But I do want to finish these WIPs I started. But at this point, you guys, I'm rambling. If you're still with me, I am going to be doing a giveaway in my next couple of videos. I don't know which one, because I did find some yarn that I'm going to part with, not because it's bad yarn, but because I have got so much yarn that I need to share the wealth, share the harvest, whatever it's called, I don't know. But also, I'm going to have some pictures come up after this video just to show you a little bit about my trip to Florida and my sweet baby Rowan wearing his 9-month outfit. And you know, it's almost time to start that 10-month outfit. They need it by the 24th, so my goodness, time flies. Well, I'm losing my voice as I do every time I get up here to do a video. I think all this yarn gets to me. But look forward to my next videos. I'm going to show you my new acquisition. I'm going to show you some other projects that I'm going to get started on and working on. And I apologize for the downward vibe of my video, but you guys, I'm still so tired from my vacation. Plus, I worked really hard this weekend doing other things to get ready for some upcoming videos. But anyway, you guys, thank you so much for sticking with me, and thank you to all my new subscribers. It just blew my mind when I seen that I had so many more new subscribers. It just warms my heart, and I love all you guys. You guys really don't understand how much I consider you friends, because I love talking to you in the comments. But anyway, I'm going to quit rambling, and I'll see you guys in the next video, which I promise will not be so long. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.